I have this opportunity. Can we make this work? And if we can't make this work, I do have another life.
Kevin Costner is a big name in Hollywood. Fans admire him for his great acting skills, political views, and not so surprising, his luxurious lifestyle. Yes, many will say if you have the money, then pay for the comfort. But most times, when you take those words seriously, it will come with a cost, and sometimes a very devastating one. In the case of Costner, it is not just about the comfort alone, but also making risky decisions and trying not to be bothered by what the results might be. Do you know where this has landed him? What are these things Costner spend heavily on? Join us in this video as we delve into the ridiculous lifestyle of Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner, extravagant life, the beginning of everything. Kevin Costner has been caught up in a lot of complicated issues in his life lately. Starting from personal issues, his career down to the choices he makes, and his extravagant spending lifestyle. Costner had worked so hard over the years, and his achievements have afforded him a lifestyle most can only dream of. He owns estates and multi-million-dollar ventures and many other properties. He lived extremely well, gone through a series of divorce, but tries so hard to be the best father he can. Do you know that in all these, there's also a story of financial risks, personal sacrifices, and deep commitment to his own projects? But these things also made Kevin Costner's walls start cracking lately. Do you know what is going on with Costner? Especially after his movie Horizon: An American Saga didn't meet expectations after investing a huge amount of his own money in the project. Also, all the payment he has to settle monthly for child support because of his current divorce with Christine. Keep watching. There's a lot to unpack in this story. Okay, let's start with the beginning of all these. Many said it might be from his early acting days. Well, let's look at how everything unfolded. Kevin Costner didn't have this luxurious lifestyle we associate with him today. He was born on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California. His father, William Costner, was an electrician who later worked for Southern California Edison, while his mother, Sharon Ray, was a welfare worker. Growing up, Kevin had a very normal childhood, though his family moved around California due to his father's work. Though he lived a normal life, Costner's early years were not filled with glamour. In fact, he was quite shy and struggled to fit in at school, partly because of the frequent moves. That's bound to affect a child. But despite everything that was going on, one thing was clear even then. He had an active imagination and a love for storytelling. He began writing poetry and even entertained the idea of becoming a writer. But acting? That didn't come into play until much later. When it was time for college, Costner attended California State University, Fullerton, where he majored in business administration. This at first seemed far away from Hollywood. His time in college helped him discover the world of acting. It was during his final year at Fullerton that he started to take acting classes on the side. This shift in his focus didn't come without its challenges. He was torn between pursuing a stable career in business and chasing a dream that was far less certain. Fate intervened when he met Richard Burton on a flight to Mexico. This encounter with the famous actor inspired him to fully commit to acting. After this meeting with Burton, he decided to quit his marketing job and dive headfirst into the world of acting, even though it meant struggling financially for a while. The road to success for Kevin Costner was not that smooth. His first few years in Hollywood were characterized by small roles, a lot of auditions, and to mention also a great deal of rejection. In fact, his first real role was in a softcore film titled Sizzle Beach, USA, a project he'd probably prefer to forget. Though the film wasn't released until after he had already become famous, it was still a stepping stone in his early career. For a time, he worked various odd jobs, including as a truck driver and on fishing boats, to make ends meet. This period in Costner's life wasn't glamorous, not really full of hardship, but it was essential. He wasn't handed success on a silver platter. He had to work hard for it. He spent years living in small apartments, attending acting classes, and honing his craft, all while waiting for that one break that could catapult him to stardom. Costner's first big chance at fame came in 1983 with The Big Chill. This drama was directed by Lawrence Kasdan. The film was about a group of college friends reuniting after the death of one of their own. Costner played the role of Alex, the dead friend, and was supposed to be seen in flashbacks throughout the movie. However, in a bitter twist of fate, all his scenes were cut from the final version, leaving him without a single line of dialogue or on-screen presence. This was a major blow to Costner, but rather than give up, he saw it as an opportunity to go forward. Though he was disappointed, the experience didn't stop him from pursuing his dream. He pushed himself as he continued auditioning and taking on minor roles, fully aware that his big break was still out there. In 1985, Costner finally got his chance to shine in Silverado, another film directed by Lawrence Kasdan. Instead of being annoyed and leaving because it was the same director, Costner didn't. This Western flick was the opportunity he had been waiting for, and he made the most of it. His performance as Jake, a charming but reckless cowboy. The movie was well received. He did extremely well, and the film's success put him on the map in Hollywood. Suddenly, Costner's story changed from being just another struggling actor to one of the most promising rising stars. Silverado opened doors for Costner, but he was careful about his next steps. Instead of taking just any role that came his way, he chose his projects carefully, making sure to align himself with quality scripts and directors. This strategy actually worked well for him, and by the late 1980s, Costner had established himself as a leading man. Costner's next major hit came in 1987 with The Untouchables, directed by Brian De Palma. In this film, Costner played Elliot Ness, the famous lawman who brought down Al Capone. The role was a departure from the cowboy characters he had played before, but it showcased his range as an actor. The Untouchables was a box office hit, and Costner's performance was praised by audiences and started having more fans. But of course, critics were there as well. This film solidified his status as a Hollywood star. He was no longer just a rising star. He had arrived. Finally, after years, baby steps, bit by bit, always work out, as long as you don't give up on your craft. The success of The Untouchables allowed him to demand higher salaries and pick and choose his projects more freely. But this is when Costner's lifestyle began to reflect his newfound success. He purchased a sprawling ranch in Aspen, Colorado. That was where he escaped from the pressures of Hollywood. Okay, that was a good thing at first. If you have the comfort, pay for it. Well, let's just see how things went. His love for the outdoors, particularly horseback riding and fishing, became well known, and his ranch became a retreat where he unwind in luxury. In 1990, Kevin Costner took a bold step in his career by directing his first film, Dances with Wolves. This was not just another mere film. It was an epic western that Costner not only directed, but also acted. The film was a massive undertaking, with a budget of over $22 million. This was a big amount at the time for a directorial debut. Many in Hollywood were skeptical about whether Costner could pull it off. Dances with Wolves turned out to be a great success. The film was a box office hit. Of course, box office hit means a huge commercial success, and it earned 12 Academy Award nominations, winning 7, including Best Picture and Best Director for Costner. This achievement made him one of the most respected figures in Hollywood, not just as an actor, but also as a filmmaker. Following the success of Dances with Wolves, Costner's lifestyle became even more extravagant. He had now earned a place among the top Hollywood stars, and with that came all the perks. Costner began investing in real estate, purchasing multiple properties, including a beachfront home in California and a massive estate in Santa Barbara. He also indulged in luxury vehicles, private jets, and exotic vacations. But despite his lavish lifestyle, Costner remained grounded in many ways. Sometimes he will retreat to his ranch to escape the public eye and have a little personal time. Riding high on the success of Dances with Wolves, Costner continued his winning streak with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, in 1991. Though the film received mixed reviews, it was a commercial success, grossing over $390 million worldwide. Costner's acting of the legendary outlaw boosted his status as a bankable star. During this period, Costner was at the height of his fame. He was one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood. That was huge. He commanded millions of dollars per film. His lifestyle mirrored his success. In addition to his homes and real estate ventures, he became a part owner of the Midnight Star Casino in Deadwood, South Dakota, and even opened a restaurant. However, like all careers, Costner's success wasn't without its ups and downs. The mid-1990s brought a series of box office disappointments, including Waterworld in 1995, which, despite its big budget, they put in a lot of money for that project. It was widely criticized. Costner's lavish lifestyle persisted through these setbacks, but the failures were hard on him professionally. He faced doubts from critics, and his reputation in Hollywood took a hit. Still, Costner remained a force in the industry. He continued to produce films, act, and expand his business ventures. His personal life, too, reflected the drama and highs of his career. Costner went through a public divorce from his first wife, Cindy Silva, in 1994, after 16 years of marriage. The settlement was one of the most expensive in Hollywood history at the time. It was reported that the settlement cost him $80 million. However, this financial blow didn't stop his luxurious habits. Despite these challenges, Costner rebounded. He continued acting in and directing films, including The Postman and Open Range, and diversified his interests, including music. After the highs of his early Hollywood success, Costner faced a deeply challenging period during his first divorce from Cindy Silva in 1994. That experience was difficult, both emotionally and financially, and that settlement of $80 million was a lot, as at that time and even now. However, Costner moved forward, and soon he entered into another beautiful relationship. But did it last? In 2004, Costner married Christine Baumgartner, a model and handbag designer.
First of all, it's clearly date night, and you two are stunning together. How are we feeling celebrating amongst peers?
That feels good. You know, it's, when you come into this business, you're usually around a lot of people that are out of work. You're looking at every other actor that wants to get a job. And the fact that, that got through that part of my career to the point of getting lucky and being in some things that stood the test of time, that's I feel lucky about that, and be able to be a part of a show that's somehow been recognized, I feel good about that too.
However, before finding this happiness, his personal life went through another challenging chapter, which was his second divorce from Bridget Rooney. Costner and Rooney had a short relationship in the mid-1990s. Following his split from Silva, they actually had a son named Liam. While Costner acknowledged and provided support for Liam, his relationship with Rooney did not transform to a long-lasting commitment. They parted ways amicably, but it was still a troubling time in his personal life, with media attention, the public, and everyone was interested in his personal business.
We're talking about somebody I love on the other side. I just can't.
These years of romantic ups and downs did little to tarnish Costner's dedication to fatherhood. He has always remained a loving and devoted father to all his children.
And making sense of who they are, the three little ones, and it's just crazy.
From his first marriage with Cindy, his son with Bridget Rooney, and later his children with his eventual wife, Christine. In 2004, Costner seemed to have found lasting happiness when he tied the knot with Christine Baumgartner in a lavish ceremony at his Aspen ranch. Everything appeared settled and good. He continued to thrive in his career while trying to be a good father. He didn't want to be caught up between work and fatherhood responsibility. Sadly, the marriage still ended. From recent events and everything that has been unfolding in Kevin Costner's life, words have been spreading that he is on the brink of going bankrupt. No, that sounds very bad and sad. What really happened? Stay tuned as we delve into it. Kevin Costner, on the verge of going bankrupt. Of course, Kevin Costner is one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces. He has made and acted in a lot of movies over the years. He should have kept a lot of money for any future crisis, but, well, we don't always know what each day will bring. Recent developments have placed Kevin Costner in a precarious financial situation that many find hard to believe. Costner, who has had a great career, is now on the verge of bankruptcy due to his passion project, Horizon. An American saga, a 4-part Western epic, in which he invested $38 million of his own money in. Apart from the money, he put in a lot of work.
I'm one of those folks who's kind of gutted that you're not going to be in Yellowstone anymore.
Yeah,
Kevin.
You know, I loved making that thing.
The project was a labor of love for Costner, but this brought his current financial strugglings. In an interview, Costner acknowledged that his huge investment in Horizon has come with risks. Clearly, things are at risk, he stated. Yet, despite the financial risk, he had remained committed to his vision. The movie Horizon Saga is actually about the Civil War and the subsequent settlement of the American West. And for Costner, this isn't just another film, it is like a legacy project. So he put in a lot for that. To fund this venture, Costner even mortgaged his sprawling 10-acre beachfront property in Montecito, California. That was huge. Probably he understands what's at stake, yet his dedication to seeing the project through caused financial strain. I don't want to lose track of what moves me and what I want to do in my life, Costner said. He was so passionate about this movie, particularly because of the themes the movie explored. That was the driving force behind his decision to take such a massive financial gamble. The Horizon Saga is intended to provide audiences with a raw, human look at the challenges and conflicts faced during a pivotal time in American history. Despite all his efforts, sadly, Horizon failed to meet its financial goals at the box office. It didn't meet expectations at all, despite the massive investment made by Costner. The project, which was intended to be a cinematic triumph, at first earned critical praise at film festivals such as Cannes, but stumbled commercially. The film managed to pull in only $11 million during its opening weekend, a very bad sum compared to its $100 million production cost. This shortfall has left Costner in a very bad spot. Serious concerns about how he will continue to fund the remaining installments of the series. The challenges associated with Horizon are not the only financial strain Costner is currently facing. His personal life has also made his situation more complicated and complex. Costner's divorce from Christine Baumgartner has been well publicized, and the financial implications of their separation have placed additional pressure on the actor. As part of the divorce settlement, Costner is required to pay over $248,000 per month in child support. That's a huge amount. With both Horizon and his personal finances in flux, Costner finds himself in a situation where his lavish lifestyle and his passion project are pulling him in different directions. The impact of Costner's financial troubles has rippled into his real estate holdings, particularly his prized Santa Barbara estate. This lavish property was like a symbol of his Hollywood success, and it is now at risk due to the financial burden placed on Costner by both his divorce and his investment in Horizon. Reports indicate that there have been significant delays in the production of the remaining parts of the saga. This clearly shows that Costner is in a little mess. All these complicated issues have created a bad storm for the actor, leading to speculation about whether he will be able to maintain his current lifestyle or whether he will be forced to sell off assets to survive. You can't blame Costner for believing in himself. In fact, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? Costner has always been known as a great filmmaker, particularly when it comes to westerns. His previous work, Dances with Wolves, earned him critical acclaim and solidified his reputation in the genre. Yet, Horizon is a different beast altogether. Unlike traditional westerns, Costner's vision for Horizon was more pronounced, focusing on the human stories that defined the expansion of the American frontier. "I don't like a lot of Westerns because they're sometimes dumb or sometimes just too white hat," he shared, revealing his dissatisfaction with how the genre is often portrayed. Costner wanted Horizon to be different, showing not only the violence and conflict of the era, but also the humanity that existed amid the chaos. Despite his creative vision, Costner's refusal to listen to those who gave him financial advice. According to insiders, many well-wishers warned him against investing such a large portion of his own money into Horizon, particularly given the risks involved in producing such a large-scale project. But Costner, however, remained rigid in his decision, driven by a desire to maintain creative control and tell the story on his own terms. Now these warnings seem prophetic.
Do you think these guys, whoever these guys are, Paramount or Taylor Sheridan, are they disrespecting you, Kevin?
I have this opportunity. Can we make this work? And if we can't make this work, I do have another life.
As the movie's first box office performance was poor, so apparently the future of the series is uncertain. In all these happening for Costner, the measure of success isn't purely financial. He has repeatedly emphasized that his goal for Horizon was to create something that would resonate with audiences on a deeper level. Success for me is people saying, "I saw a really good movie last night, and I know there's another one coming. I want to see it again, and I want to share it," Costner explained. His hope is that despite the financial challenges, Horizon will find an audience that appreciates the complexity of its storytelling and the importance of the themes it explores. Unfortunately, the financial realities cannot be ignored. With Horizon underperforming at the box office and no clear path to recouping his investment, Costner is left in an extremely bad position. The actor himself has admitted that he doesn't want to continue bearing the financial load on his own. "I don't want to keep doing this," he said, expressing a desire to find a financial partner to help support the remaining installments of Horizon. However, securing additional funding for a project that has already struggled commercially may prove to be a difficult task. The fallout from Horizon has also come at a very bad time. His separation from Christine Baumgartner has exposed the couple's lavish spending habits, which included millions of dollars spent annually on homes, private travel, and luxurious vacations. Court filings revealed that while Costner earns approximately over $19 million per year, much of that income is squandered in the family's extravagant expenses. With Christine claiming to spend over $6 million in annual expenses, the financial toll of the divorce, combined with the losses from Horizon, has pushed Costner to the brink. So it's not just Horizon's failure that put him in a tight spot, but years of spending lavishly. As Costner is going through this difficult period, fans and industry insiders are wondering what the future holds for the actor. Will he be able to complete his vision for Horizon, or will the financial strain force him to abandon the project? Will he be able to bounce back from these setbacks, or are we witnessing the twilight of a Kevin Costner's career? Would anyone support the project? From the look of things, it's close to being a commercial failure, as it didn't even reach close to expectations. Like $100 million was put into that project, so it will be pretty hard to get a sponsor. But in all, Kevin Costner is a man driven by passion. His commitment to telling the stories that matter to him has led him to take risks that few in his position would be willing to take. Whether those risks will pay off in the long run, we don't know. But for now, Costner is facing financial troubles. This is the high stakes that come with following one's dreams, even for a Hollywood icon. It happens to everyone. It's part of the things we experience in life. Well, only time knows what fate has for Kevin Costner. What are your thoughts on Kevin's strong will? Drop it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.